How did you come to this understanding and discoveries, these methods you have on self-healing for vision?
Well, I was born to deaf parents and I was born with cataracts, and I had five very unsuccessful surgeries from the ages 4 to 7. And I was known as the blind son of Ida and Abraham in the deaf club in Tel Aviv. I was reading Brailles, and at a certain point, I wasn't really happy with the fact that I have such a great visual disability. And I remember myself going to physicians and asking, is there any solution to my situations? And they were very kind and they said no. And then I met a high school dropout, a kid at the age of 16 and a half who picked up some translation of a couple of books from the Bates Method to Hebrew and have shown me eye exercises. I've done them so diligently. I've done them through high school for between 13 to 16 hours a day. And my whole family was against what I was doing. And the result of what happened was that my vision started to develop. I remember the first time I could see letter with magnification. And then I remember the first time I could see letters without magnification. There was a whole story. I threw up when that happened. And then I was able to start and discern details. Today, by the way, I have an unrestricted driver's license, and I'm already driving for 38 years.
Yeah, you said in your book, it is hard to heal if you resent your life. So you talk about internal changes and emotional advancement.
One important thing that I said in my book, Movement for Self-Healing, is the love of my grandmother to me. You know, I had a deaf mother. Her mother loved me so much. She lied with me in the hospital bed when I was so scared of where I was and the surgeries I went through that, by the way, became very unsuccessful. And now I saw a mother of a wonderful kid, muscular dystrophy, and his mother loves him so much. She would massage him every day for a couple of hours. She goes with him to the best practitioners. She basically decided there's nothing in the medical treatment to help him in any way. And look what happened. People get better when they encounter amazing amount of love.
So that's another factor, right, Meir, that helps us. The commitment to do it and the people around us.
We have to have a lot of support around us. You know, in my book, Awakening, where I basically ask from people to build a support group. That's why we basically suggest from people to get 3 or 4 books, to give some to their friends so they could meet as a group on a weekly basis, just like there are discussion classes, philosophy classes, there could be movement and philosophy of movement classes. This is a very important thing. So if you look at the principles of natural vision improvement, the beginning of it is deep relaxation. Then there is adaptation to different light amplitude and frequencies. The sun should not be bothering people as much as it does, but it does because we're wearing sunglasses and we're indoors all the time. My heart is broken when I'm seeing ophthalmologists encouraging people to wear sunglasses indoors. I can tell you that the fact that I had dark glasses have weakened my eyes, and when I adapted to the strong sunlight, my eyes became way stronger. Also adapting to the dark of the night. We don't have night these days, and it affects our pituitary gland. It could lead to cancer, but it definitely weakens our vision. That needs to have much more night. I think we have glaucoma out of lack of night vision. And then the next principle is looking at the distance, because so many people lose their lenses to cataract. Doctors think nothing of cataract surgery. They just remove the lens, put an implant instead. Everything is nice and dandy. Except the one thing I can tell you about it, it weakens the eye, and it's never good to lose something you have. And the lens is a very important part of your eye. So if you look at a distance and you don't have cataract, do it 20 minutes a day in intervals of 4 and 6. But if you do have cataract, 40 minutes a day, it can diminish it. Why distance? Because when you look from near, the lens becomes convex. When you look from far, it's flat. And then I talked about the principle of looking at details that we mentioned, that a macula sees only 1.5% of all your field. So you need to look from area to area. But the fovea centralis sees 0.5%, fovea 0.1%. You have to look at many, many areas, and then you put them together in your mind. The next principle is expanding your periphery. Because, people look at smartphones. I stood near one lady as she was looking at a smartphone, because I was about to give a lecture in a library. She ordered her coffee. I asked her, "Do you notice me?" She said, "Oh, now yes." "Well, I stood near you for 5 minutes. Did you notice me?" I said, "No." I said, "Can you imagine what happens if she went to the jungle and looked at a smartphone that way?"
Yeah, true.
So the next principle is balanced use of the eyes, because quite often we overuse one eye and underuse another eye. The next one is balanced use within each eye, and the next one is body and eye coordination. Very important, because many people lose the function of the body as it should be and lose the coordination between the body and the eye that is developing so thoroughly between the eye and the brain. Last but not least is more blood flow to the visual system, which comes with better activation of the eyes and better blood flow to the head because of loose neck. Because of the tight neck that so many people have. If you look at our president, he always looks with his head down. That's so bad for the neck. You don't get enough blood to the head. And so what we need is to get much, much more blood into the head, and not getting it can cause strokes, but can also cause most eye problems that exist, from glaucoma to retinal problems, and especially macular degeneration, but also many, many problems that relate to bleeding of the retina. So what I really suggest for people is to work on the necks, and for that you have to work on the whole body and to work on the eyes.